Hey guys, welcome to the second 0 hour update video. So this is the video where we showcase our Excel spreadsheet and we do a little bit of Q&A as well. So the Excel spreadsheet is going to be all of the different challenges and general challenge matchups, stuff like that, deathless series, viewer suggestions. So pretty much I've got that there to help me keep track of what's going on with the channel. Now, we'll run through the Q&A first. Now, there wasn't too many questions, so we'll be able to get through this pretty quickly. So, starting us off with, do you live in a cold climate by a human rights advocate? I would say yes, I do live in a cold climate, and we are in the middle of winter right now, so yes, definitely cold. And we'll tie that together with, where you from by Hungry Animal 5112, Australia. So I don't have like the thickest Aussie accent in the world here, so some of you might not be able to tell. See, if I was to thicken up my accent, I could do something like, let me get into character here. G'day mate, we're going to be taking on General Ling today with General Granger, so we're just going to be building up a couple of supply centers. We'll get some combat Chinooks and then we'll just rush straight into her base. Yeah, it's going to be sweet. So we could do something like that if I was to thicken up my accent. So that's one way you could tell that I'm Aussie. But yeah, I am not going to be like thickening up the accent in the middle of a video, unless it's like a parody video, maybe something like that. We'll see. Alrighty. So next questions. Mystery 1726. Think you can handle build no units on multiplayer Lamau? Now there's been two responses. One from Real Lacy 69. One flamer is gonna come in and ruin his day, and Veloxius, Tech RPG, Terra Tech, King Rap, or even early MD Chinook drop is enough to end the game. So both of those comments, very true. Those can be early game enders for certain players if it's like a 1v1 or an FFA. Now to answer your question, Mystery, the answer would be it depends on the conditions. See, if it was a multiplayer match where either I'm up against like the noobiest of noobs, drunk players, or maybe we're doing a 2v2 or a 3v3, maybe the other guys can carry me whilst I'm not building any units, so maybe if I had that sort of conditioning I could win, but for the most part I would say no. If I was doing like 2v2s or 3v3s, I could probably play as like super weapon generals. I think that would work, because if we're playing like pro rules, I believe you're allowed one particle cannon as super weapon general, so I wouldn't be useless. I could still contribute something to the team, but yeah, for the most part, no shot. Alrighty, and last question coming from Trustawi, sorry if I butchered the name. Are you planning on doing custom challenges for Z8? Well, that's already going to be a yes. It just means that like those challenges in particular, they're going to be a bit further down the track, because the custom challenges more often than not are going to be harder than what is considered hard in the base game of 0 hour. So definitely yes, but later on down the pipeline. Now the rest of the comment, there's a set of challenges called United Factions, and it's pretty brutal. So again, that will come, but later on. We have actually gotten other people that have requested United Factions, so it is on the list, but yeah, further down the pipeline. And last part of the comment was, it would be interesting to know your future ideas for General ZH content. So that's a very good last part of the comment here, because we're gonna take a look at this Excel spreadsheet here. So with the Excel spreadsheet, we're gonna start with the Can't Build Any Units series. So for this one, I have made some changes. So we have got a lot more pink now, and the pink ones are gonna be the ones that I put as might redo. We are going to redo those because I ended up deleting the old footage. And the reason why I'm doing those ones again is just because I did those challenges so early on the channel, and because I've learned all sorts of new tactics and strategies, I think it would be better if I redid those challenges with what I know now, and then it would make for a better video when I release it. So that's why we're redoing some of what that's why we're redoing these pink ones. As for the red ones, those are the ones that we're going to keep for now. Maybe I'll change them pink, maybe I'll change them green, I'm not sure. But these are the ones that we just need to edit those, so add the commentary, speed ramps and stuff like that. I tend to do like 400% speed ramps just because it's like, it speeds up some of those dead spots, but it's not like too fast that you can't, you know, understand what's going on in the battle. So that's why I go just 400. I'll do 800% if it's like really tedious, like I did in GLA 4 Crycalo and the 40 Thieves, because I was just moving rocket troops back and forth to destroy bunkers. Now, other things to note here, so I've added a few Kwai matchups, and those are in black because I have trouble trying to keep my dozer alive. He picks them off when the MiGs get into the mix here, and I just haven't been able to find an attempt where I can bust out enough super weapons to destroy Kwai before he picks off my dozer with the MiGs. So yeah, I've marked them black for now. I might have to turn those into no offensive units challenges where we allow dozers and supply trucks, but we still restrict units from the barracks, war factory and airfield. Now, what else is there to note here? Oh yeah, we can talk about this. Faye, I've question marked Faye, like Ling vs Faye, because I don't know where you can find that matchup. I know Leggy did a video on that particular matchup. I don't have it. So if anyone has a link for that specific matchup, yeah, leave it in the comments. That way I can actually do that challenge. And I think that's pretty much all we got for the can't build any units challenges. Oh, actually, I'll talk about the maybe pile too. I haven't really touched the maybe pile. We're still planning on doing the Veloxius Thrax and the Veloxius Tower. Those are definitely going to be like, they're going to be later on videos. Like I was saying before, like the custom stuff. Like, reason why the custom stuff is going to be down the track, it's because I just don't have enough videos backed up in reserve. And I made a post on this not that long ago that I've fallen behind. And I've fallen behind because the challenges that I've been doing have been the harder ones. And because I've been doing the harder ones, I've been losing more and more of my backup videos too. So now I'm at that point where I need to run through some of the easier challenges, and then I'll have some videos backed up again, and then I can focus on the harder stuff again when I'm ready. So next section that we'll be looking at on this Excel spreadsheet will be the campaign challenges. So that'll be the 0 hour campaign challenges as well as the deathless generals challenges that we're working on. So with the 0 hour challenges, I said in my post earlier on that we're going to put China 4 and 5 and GLA 5 on hold for now, because those 3 missions are going to be tough challenges for me to pull off. And like I said before, I need to get some videos backed up on the channel. That way I can maintain my I can maintain 3 videos a week, and then I can just focus on doing those harder challenges, including the viewer suggested ones and the custom ones that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, once again, it will come just later on. Now, as for the General's Deathless Challenge, that one I didn't want to, put that on hold or give it up or anything like that, because I know that's probably like the most popular series that I've got on this channel right now. Now, with General's Deathless, we've done the first 4 missions as all the factions. We just got 5, 6, and 7. Now, I have done USA 5 and China 5. It just needs the editing. But I need to work through GLA 5. And the challenge for that one is kind of tricky. I haven't figured out how to beat that one yet, Deathless. Because I'm doing Deathless, plus I'm adding extra challenges on top to really take the difficulty to the extreme here. So hopefully I can get through GLA 5. It shouldn't be too much longer. I mean, we're doing the Deathless series like so I'll do one video per week on the Deathless series. So I do have some time up my sleeve, so I'll probably be working on that after I record this. Now, as for 0 Hour Deathless, well, I've gotten China 1, China 3, and USA 3 marked as Deathless because in the 0 Hour campaign challenges, I did specify that in the rules for those campaign challenges, so I've marked those as Deathless, so I'm counting that. Okay, so the next section that I'm going to show you on the Excel spreadsheet is going to be challenges that I've come up with. Now, these ideas, I'm probably going to push those further back because I prefer to prioritize the viewer suggestions over my own ideas. My own ideas can wait till later. Now, as for the ideas I've come up with, I put them in code so then you don't know exactly what they mean. So I'll talk about a few of them in detail, but the rest I'll leave it as a mystery. So to start off, we got Nursing Kwai. I won't talk about that. Demo Traps GC, I will talk about that one. So Demo Traps GC was when I was doing, so I've already done one video on this. It was where I did Prince Kassad versus General Kwai, but I was using demo traps to destroy General Kwai's base. So that was a series that, well, that one video didn't really do that well. So up to you if you want me to revive that series and do the other generals as well, destroying their bases with demo traps. I would allow all my other units and buildings to like defend and maybe attack base defenses, but we have to destroy the enemy base with demo traps. Alrighty, Dirty Granger, no, I won't talk about that. China 3 Beginner's Tutorial. So China 3, I've done China 3 Deathless on the channel. That was like one of my most popular videos, and I figured maybe I could do a tutorial version of how to cheese China 3 on hard difficulty, because in the China 3 Deathless video I said that starting off I did it in like 14 minutes. So if you were like a beginner player and like you didn't know how to set up your buildings or how to position your supply centers in the most efficient way, I could show you that you could do that even if you don't know all the tricks to it. So again, these are just ideas. We don't have to go with them. Let's see. Next one, IO1. No, I won't talk about that. Terry Bomb, I'll talk about that one. So we had a comment from username Maleficus as well, who just put the idea in my head of using Terrys to destroy the enemy base, or like if we're doing generals challenges, we could just build Terrys and then send them into the other base. So it's basically the Terry version of the demo trap generals challenge idea that I mentioned earlier. Let's see. He started it. No, I won't talk about that. Camel Battles, Souls United, Mystery. I won't talk about those. Those will be mysteries. Those are top secret ones that I want to unveil later on. Last one, Inspiration. I will talk about that one. That one I added very recently. So Inspiration. See, on YouTube Studio, there's a section called Inspiration, and that's like AI generated ideas for videos, and it's something that CNC HD did on his channel. He did China Mission 4 without base building, and that was 0 Hour, not generals. So that idea came from his YouTube Studio's Inspiration AI, and I just want to show you this real quick because it made me laugh. So I went to my Inspiration, and one of the ideas that was showcased here was how to get General Ling. So I'm going to read this to you. General Ling, the GLA's powerful leader. What? I don't think she's the GLA's powerful leader. Can be unlocked in Command & Conquer General 0 Hour. This video explores the steps needed to acquire this formidable general, including the specific mission requirements and strategies needed to succeed. Yeah, about that. When did she start becoming the GLA leader? I mean, what happened to Momar Death Strike? And let's see if we can get another one, just for funsies. And refresh. What other ideas are you going to give me? Maybe we'll get like an actual good idea live right now. So, top 5 GLA counter strategies. I can't build any units. Well, we're already doing that. I can't build any units per se. We're already doing that. A deathless run with only vet 1 units? Maybe. I think we'd have to like send the well, if the vet 1 turns into a vet 2 or a vet 3, we'd have to like send that unit back to base or something like that. Maybe garrison a building to keep them safe. Air Force versus China infantry. Well, I just uploaded a video with Air Force versus China infantry skirmish. So yeah, I want to do one more. I know I'm sort of wasting time here, but this is actually kind of fun. Okay, what do we got? Can you beat the hardest general's mission without... Well, we're sort of already doing that. Can't build any units. The Chinese challenge? Nah. A lot of these just seem like challenges that we're already doing. Top 5 General Zero maps you should... Nah, that's not my style. Overlord Speaker Tower EMP trick, and this is why everyone fears the laser general in... I want to look at this Overlord Speaker one. The Overlord Speaker Tower is a powerful... The Overlord Speaker Tower? Are you saying the Speaker Tower is a powerful unit, or are you saying an Overlord with a Speaker Tower is a powerful unit? In Command & Conquer 0 Hour, this video explores a clever trick that allows players to utilize the Speaker Tower's EMP blasts to devastating effect, potentially turning the tide of battle in favor. Since when did the Overlord get an EMP blast with the Speaker Tower? I mean, that'd be overpowered if they had Speaker Towers with EMPs on it. Wow, I think the AI needs some work here before we can actually make a video involving inspiration. Alrighty, let's move on. So it's time for the viewer suggested challenges. So I'm going to talk about each of these briefly, just for a little bit. That way you get a better idea of where I'm at with each of those suggestions. And they're in no particular order either. So starting off with guide video by Marku Shader 9595. Now I could do more guide videos. The thing with that though is that I'm probably not the most knowledgeable or experienced player around, so there's probably a lot more qualified players around that could do a better guide video than me. So I could do a guide video if you still want me to tell you at least what I know, but yeah, like I said, I think there's more qualified people that could do that. But again, let me know in the comments if you guys want guide videos out of me, and yeah, I could just tell you what I know. Next up, we got Nuke or Tank General versus Ling, Helix Mix Tank Hunter Red Guard by Veloxius. Now, in the last update video, I said that I cannot do General Ling without building any units. So my alternative to that is I've told the viewers to come up with a combination of I think it was somewhere between 1 to 5 units, something like that. And I'm only allowed to use those units that they've specified in the comments, plus supply trucks and dozers. So that's what that is. And they also suggested tractor, buggy, RPG, and bus / saboteur if we're having trouble as GLA. So we might not need the GLA combination. We might be able to do that without building any units, but I've kept that in the Excel spreadsheet just in case. So next one, we got Novet 2 and 3 by Jara 2611. So that's pretty much similar to that inspiration suggestion by AI, where it was like only using Vet 1s but deathless. So basically, no using Vet 2 or Vet 3 units would just send them back to base or something like that. So it's definitely it's definitely a decent idea. It's just I'd need to find the right sort of challenge, like the right, maybe do it in a skirmish or a campaign mission. I'm not sure where I would actually use that challenge yet. So yeah, if you want to like give me a certain setting, maybe do it in a 1v1 or something like that, maybe a skirmish, you tell me. So next challenge we have is No Scaffold Abuse C3 by Galaxy 668, Cybruiser 57 Petty, and Anti-Pro ZH. So No Scaffold Abuse C3 is China Mission 3, and that's going to be Deathless as well, and No Scaffold Abuse. So the first time I did Deathless China 3, I did do a lot of scaffold abuse using speaker tower scaffolds to beat the mission, and that meant that I didn't need to send an army out to destroy each statue. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge I'm interested in, but yeah, like I said, because it's one of the harder challenges, I need to get some easier ones sorted out, and then I'll have enough backup videos to really just drill down and focus on the game, for sure. So next one we got Deathless Generals Challenges by Guy Franklin 4143. So that is that's another challenge that would interest me. The only question would be, how would you keep track of the units lost? Because it's going to be a different end screen compared to a campaign mission or a skirmish. So unless you were to like hotkey your units and then just manually count how many units that you've built, so like, oh, I built 10 units, and then you find out at the end, okay, I've only got 8, okay, we lost a couple of guys. So would it be something like that? Let me know in the comments how would you keep track of the units lost in a generals challenge. Next up, Infantry or Air Units Only Generals Challenge by Andrea Leone 95. Now, at first, I kind of wasn't sure about this idea, but I've gotten more and more comments where people are asking me to do challenges where I have no rules. So I can use whatever units, whatever general powers or super weapons. They just want me to play the game normally. So I am actually more open to that idea now, because that will give you a better idea if I'm allowing myself to build infantry or air units. See, if we're talking air units, then I'd be playing as China or USA, and then infantry, well, we could do it as, well, we could do it as any general actually. But yeah, definitely interesting idea. Next one, we got Skirmishes by the seventh Sensei is a Curse and Mystery 1726. So yes, that's going to be happening. The latest video I did was actually a skirmish, so more skirmishes will be coming. Now, Mystery 1726, they made a big comment to me a while back, and it had like 5 or 6 different ideas for skirmishes. So we are going to get some more skirmishes in the future, especially since like I put the campaign challenges for 0 Hour on hold. So in the post I did say that we're going to get more viewer suggested challenges or more can't build any units challenges. So yeah, definitely more skirmishes is definitely something in the near future. Air Force and Demo No Rules Generals Challenge Movie Length by Hungry Animal 5112. So similar to Andrea Leone's challenge, we have been getting, again I mentioned it, we've been getting those comments where people want me to play the game normally without restrictions, and this is another one of those cases. So they want me to play as the Air Force General and the Demo General without those restrictions, but they want me to put it all into one big movie length video. So we're talking like a 2 or 3 hour video, depending on how long I take to beat each general. Next up we got the Vanilla Loader mod by the Rag Dragon. This one really interests me. So the Vanilla Loader mod is a mod where you can play as USA, China, or GLA Vanilla and do the Generals challenges. And that's really interesting to me because those 3 factions have like different units and abilities compared to the actual generals that you play as in the Generals Challenge. Like, for example, if you're playing as USA Vanilla, then you'd have access to Crusader tanks and Paladin tanks, and that's something all 3 US generals don't have. The closest they have is laser tanks, but you'd be playing as General Towns, the laser general. So definitely, definitely looking forward to looking at those challenges and getting that mod underway. So next one, we got Nuke vs Ling with Lotus, a Gat Helix, and a Gat Overlord by Guy Franklin for 143. So with that one, Guy Franklin, I need you to clarify one thing for me. Are you saying that I can use as many Gat Helixes and Gat Overlords as I want, or am I only allowed 1 Gat Helix and 1 Gat Overlord for this challenge? Let me know, because if you're saying I'm only allowed 1 Gat Helix, 1 Gat Overlord, and a Black Lotus, I don't know how I'm going to be able to pull that off, because I'm not allowed super weapons either. So I'd be allowed those 3 units plus general powers and base defenses too. And yeah, that would be tricky, if not impossible to pull off, but we'll see. Let's see, next one. Air Force versus Nuke round 2. I marked that as green. That is on the channel if you want to watch that. United Factions or SUP ZH missions by Yagiz23. So again, I mentioned much earlier on in the video that I have gotten other people that have requested United Factions, and because United Factions is considered tough, that will be further down the track, but it will happen. Next one, Air Force versus Infantry Skirmish Leipzig Lowlands by ACAR5. So that is on the channel. That is the latest video that I have uploaded at the time of this recording as well. So yeah, definitely give that one a look if you're interested in how I would play a bit more normally, because there's like 0 restrictions. It's just me playing as Air Force versus Infantry General on that 2-player map. Okay, and last 3, we got Super Weapon General, but no cancelling buildings by Human Rights Advocate. Now that one really interests me, because with Super Weapon General, cancelling your buildings and baiting out those A10 strikes and particle cannon strikes is very important to that battle. So doing a version of that challenge where you can't cancel the buildings to bait out the attacks, that is going to be tricky. I don't know which general I'll play as. Thankfully, they've given me the option of picking whoever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to that one for sure. Next one, Ling no super weapon, no bypassing her defenses at main island by Segvamir 18. Sorry if I butchered the name. No super weapons, okay. No bypassing her defense at main island. So by bypassing, that means if you're bypassing, you're taking an alternative route or path to avoid an obstacle. So are you saying that, I guess you're saying that I can attack her, like I can attack her directly with whatever units, but I just can't use whatever sneaky tactics to avoid the obstacle in question. I think that's what you're saying. Let me know in the comments if I interpreted that in the wrong way. But with that in mind, that would also mean that you wouldn't be able to do like general powers as well, because for example, like an artillery barrage is something that can't be stopped. So if you were to use that on Ling's base defenses, wouldn't that also be considered bypassing her defenses? So I think with that suggestion, I might add an extra rule where I can't use any general powers inside of her base, unless it's I've gotten control of part of her base, and then I decide to do a rebel ambush inside the section I have control of. I think that's okay, but if I was using a rebel ambush right at the back of her base where her base defenses and everything is still intact, that would be a no-no. Okay, and last one, we have a 2v2 skirmish, no units created by Kian Kazem 3846. So no units created. That basically means that, let's say I'm playing as USA. It means that I'll only be able to build a power plant, barracks, and base defenses. Because if I build a supply center, the Chinook that spawns is actually going to count as a unit created. The one dozer you start with doesn't count as a unit created, so I've got that to work with. I believe the ranges that spawn from the destroyed buildings and paradrops don't count. Don't quote me on that. I think I'll have to take a look at that later, but yeah, I think we could do a 2v2 skirmish with no units created. There's plenty of ways to go about it. And I think it really also depends on which general you pick. I mean, you could also do, I guess you could do GLA. Oh wait, no, if you do GLA, you could do barracks, and then you could do stinger sites. You wouldn't be able to do tunnel networks though, because the 2 rocket troops that spawn would count as units created. Ooh, tricky. But yeah, definitely, yeah. Skirmish challenges are going to be like a near future thing now, because I know those ones are going to be easy enough for me to record and upload to YouTube, so then I can have a bunch of backup videos to then tackle those harder ones. And that will do it for the second 0 update video. Now before we go, I'd like you to make a comment and take a guess what these codename challenges mean that I put in the Excel spreadsheet. I'd like to see what your guesses are and see how close you get to actually getting these ideas right, and it might give me a bit of a laugh as well, depending on what you guess. I will not confirm or deny if you do get it right though, so just keep that in mind. Anyways, I'm Crycalo. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I do have a playlist if you want to check out any of my other content. I'll see you next time. Bye.